You'd think after all these years I'd have started learning how to do this properly, but it's like every year there's a
It's
different problem.
okay. Hold on, I will be right back.
Okay.
Hold on, let me switch to my phone. That might work better.
Okay.
Hmm. Can you hear me?
That was better, yes. I'm trying to make some adjustments myself here. I think I
Okay.
minimized my screen somewhere.
There we go. I should be able to connect on this one. And I will
That was
leave
better.
on
That's
this
on TV itself.
Recording in progress.
Well, the camera, there's no camera on this. So I can't stand in front of it and talk. So I was trying to turn this thing around, but somehow I'm minimized my screen there.
Okay,
So
hold on.
go to
There we go. And that should make it
Oh,
somewhat
you can
better.
see you.
Right, but I can't stand in front of the big TV and talk.
No, you cannot because I don't have a because
So
that camera's
yeah.
hang on.
And also, can we turn the volume up for her? I can't hear her. I mean, my volume's up, and she's tried a couple of different things on her end as
Oh,
well.
let me get
So
the
I could probably just disconnect this then and just go straight for my computer.
yes.
See, every time I touch it, it disappears. Where is?
Oh, it looks like you got out of Zoom.
I should be in Zoom right now. I connected on my phone, I think.
There we go.
All right, now I'll maximize that.
Because now you just need to go up. Well, I guess you don't need to go up. Sorry, you don't need to go up. So now, as long as they can see you,
Yeah.
and then
I'll
the
have to
volume
move
on
things
here.
forward. Yeah, that's already. Oh, okay. Let me say something else.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
I turned it up, I thought. All right, well, I'm gonna have to move stuff to the front then. More forward than.
many do you think you know?
Oh, those are my favorite.
What they do?
Oh. From a distance, I thought it was a dog.
It's a pony. It's the neighbor's pony. So since the last contest, I moved and I basically live next to people who take care of someone else's horses, but they're really nice.
My brother lived next to people with horses when my niece was growing up, and they had a lot of interaction with them. I've only ever been on a horse twice, and they were both
Yeah.
places where you like pay somebody who walks you around.
Yeah.
I don't think of that as like real riding because you never get above a walk, basically.
Yeah.
So very disappointing. Okay.
I learned since living here that horses have friends. I didn't know that. Horses will have like best friends.
And then there's probably
best friends. They
horses in the
follow each
herd.
other
They don't. All right. Well, I was expecting a few more people than this. There's not very many in the room, but I can go ahead and like do the whole spiel.
That's okay. It's at the Stephenville campus, everyone, because they knew I won last time, was saying, "So when did you submit your poems?" One of my friends was like, "Let me see them. You're submitting poems again."
Yeah. Well, one of the judges said that she felt like it was the one that won was very sophisticated, and she checked it against plagiarism because of that. And I said,
Mhm.
"This is our girl that's like our superstar. So I'll bet you she writes good, sophisticated poems."
This one I wrote. So, this one, Agnus Dei, which means Lamb of God in Latin. I wrote it because I used to, when I became a Christian, which is 17, I used to have, because I have OCD. I didn't realize it till I became a Christian, and it became religious OCD. So I'd have nightmares every night of the end of the world.
Oh.
And basically, I just kind of, I couldn't even draw on how dark they were. I used to have nightmares of the sky being blood red and asteroids shooting from it.
Wow, that is kind of frightening.
Not even the worst nightmares I had way worse ones. But I just kind of grew from these on that.
Yeah.
I think the worst nightmare I had, it was like I had, like, all of a sudden I went down and closed my eyes and I just had this huge nightmare just pop into my brain of a black dog with 3 warts for eyes. And some nightmares you never forget. The nightmares I have, I never forgot.
I have one from when I was little that I've never forgotten. It was just,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it was so real. And my daddy saved me. So
That's good. That's really good.
yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, when I was writing this poem, I was basing it off of that and a little bit off Ozymandias. I took inspiration from that. And I was also trying to write of what I think the end of the world will look like based on the Bible.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to start giving the speech now. I'm going to change this so that it's on me.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I will. I actually have no idea how to change it back to me. There we go.
Well, I'm very excited to hear the first and third place. That's what I'm very excited for, is to hear the other winners.
Okay. I turn off the ability to screen share. You don't go away. Yeah. Maybe it's because you were the first person in.
It could be. Let me see. Because usually with Zoom, there's like something. It might not be this one. Let me see. Yeah, it says you're the host right now, so you should be able to.
Collaboration. First, let me grab my glasses. But I'm still not. Right. We're going pretty good. I'm trying to switch it back to you. So it started about 9 minutes ago. Video settings.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. What I'm seeing here is so green border around the shared content. Capture. Share. I'm not seeing any feature that lets me take control of the screen. And I don't know. I mean, I can talk, and I don't know if I'm visible or not.
You are. I can see you.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's recording me or if it's recording the big screen.
Oh.
Am I on the big screen for you?
The big screen. So
I have a little tiny picture of me and a great big picture of you.
yeah, so right now I see you on the big screen.
Okay.
And it says both is recording.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and then I was expecting Olivia. She is my I'm gonna just move a little bit closer here.
Okay. There we go. Sorry.
Because I specifically wanted to give a caveat that just because my student worker won does not mean I had anything to do with it. So
I know.
Olivia Brooks, my student worker, came in third place. I'm not a judge. I just organize it and
I
send
know.
it out to the judges. She did submit like 6 poems, so she had an unbalanced, thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and read Olivia's poem. It's called When the Game Ends. As a young girl, I played every sport, not knowing the end would come as a final resort. Time was there, but it didn't stay. One by one, the games slipped away. No more teams, no ball to chase, just empty hearts and a quieter place. I wished I'd cherished each game I played, instead of thinking fun was a crime I made. I never knew how deep it ran. This love for the game is now part of who I am. Now that it's gone, I'll never forget. My soul holds tight with no regret. But as time moves on and the future calls, I wonder what awaits behind those walls. If I could go back, I'd play with pride, but now I look forward with hope as my guide. The future's ahead, what will it bring? A new game, a new joy, a new heartedly thing. That was our third place for Olivia Brooks.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It reminds me of we had to read for Comp 2, To an Athlete Dying Young by A.E. Houseman. It reminds me a lot of that. It's a really good poem.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice. Like I said, I think she submitted 6. So that's a $10 actual Walmart card. Turns out you can't really get a $10 Amazon card. So,
Yeah.
At least not locally, we can't. So she got Walmart. And then I'm going to introduce your poem. Are you ready to read?
Yes.
Okay. So this year, our second place winner is Liliana Quintana. She was our first place winner last year. And so we'll talk a little bit about who usurped her in a few minutes, but that comes with a $25 gift certificate or Amazon gift card. And now Liliana is going to read her play, Angus Day.
Okay,
Play.
so Agnes Day. Sunken sands stand against the hollow holes from bullets. We knew it, we sensed. Written in blood our offense. Pigs in power rain their shower of endless ammo and anger. Tormentors of a high tower played us as their pawns. Not a human remained on the earth. Only machines made in the image. Not from small scrimmage, but a bloody battlefield. Only the scorching solar flare reaches the damned dirt. No forest of which to stare. Each chopped down for fuel. The colonies of Mars could not be so kind to spare a crumb, not an angel to find. The rivers run red with the blood of the broken. The forests burnt dead, hunting humans instead. Carved across the crumb of life, the imminent message, Agnes Day. No, not by knife, but by the stained stamp. Cursed be the sick in heart, they shall never see God. From here God's love doth depart, like the fig fruit forever. Sempiternal stain, everlasting evil reigns. Brought back the sorrow, the pain, rule the ruins forevermore.
That was wonderful. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was very nice. All right. Now, our first place winner this year is going to receive, we have, a pen and ink set to go.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
That's
really nice.
gorgeous.
In Ranger Purple, or as close to it as I could find. And the $50 Amazon gift card. And those will be both going out in the mail to Tatum Allison of Tolar. She's one of our
awesome
students also. And her poem is called Errand Running with Homeschooled Kids Driving a Big Van. And it is very long. It's a little epic. It's a story of a day out, with homeschool parents driving the kids around, doing all the errands, buying chicks so they can have them at the school and things like that. So I'm just going to read like the first few stanzas so that we can get a feel for what the whole thing is like. Happy, airy spring day. Everybody pile in van, buckled up. As we drive down the road, people turn to look. Small cars cut us off. Do they think we are slow? The boys in the back seat call out, I see a school bus. No, I saw it first. Mom sighs, be quiet, you both saw it. We pull into the parking lot. Everybody tumbles out. In the store, grab the food and the toilet paper. Cash register lady asks, is it a holiday? No, Mom replies, we homeschool. Oh, were you the people in the big van? Small talk as we pay for items. Out to the car, children in car seats, food in grocery bags. Car starts, we drive off. And then there's like 3 or 4 more stops. So I'm going to stop now instead of reading the entire thing. But congratulations to Tatum Allison, our first place winner for the 2025 poetry contest. We have a student ready to check out right there. We're also doing out processing right now. And
That's okay.
And I believe, unless there's something else, that sort of ends our entire contest. What are you planning for next year? Are you a senior in high school this year, right?
So for next year, I'm going to graduate this summer with an Associate of Science. After that, I'm applying to Ranger nursing program because I'm not going to make it for this one because I have to study for the T's. So I'm going to try and roll that over. So by spring, I'm going to try and apply for the fall one. I'm going to try and apply for the next fall one. So I'll be going as for that or for the Weatherford one. So I should probably still be a student. Ranger can't get rid of me yet.
That would be great. Yeah. All right. Well, then happy winnings for second place this year.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you again next year. Thank you.
And you probably will. I'm going to submit as many as possible.
Okay. Yeah. And we start April 1st every year.
Thank you. Have a nice day, ma'am.
You too.